So, okay, dear students, today in this lecture we will discuss about the topic structure and classification of amino acids under the paper in numeric separation. So, when we talk about the structure and classification of amino acids, then the what actually the structure of amino acids, and on the basis of the structure of the amino acid, we can classify the amino acids. Why we are discussing amino acids actually? So actually, amino acids are having very immense importance in the field of biology, also biotechnology, medical science, etc. Because actually, amino acids are the building blocks. These are the building blocks of the proteins. These proteins are the formed by the combination of the amino acid. Amino acids are the monomer unit of the proteins, right? So many other type of the constituent present in the body are these are the found by the amino acid as a monomer units, right? So the objective of this class is to get the information about the concept of structure of amino acids, means which type of the groups are present in the amino acids. So basically, amino and carboxyl groups are present in the amino acid. Okay, and there is also the presence of side chain. This side chain may be polar, non-polar, maybe the branched, non-branched. Okay, this may be the charged, uncharged. Okay, so on the basis of their structure, the side chain, these can be classified into the various categories. So we will also understand the classification of the amino acids. And the learning outcome of this class is student can classify the amino acids into certain categories, and this can be applied according to the structure which can be applied for the various purposes. And we can determine the structure of the protein if we know the structure. We have the information about the structure of the amino acid and the functions and nature of the amino acids, and this can be applied on the basis of their nature. This can be applied for various purposes. Okay, so what are actually actually the amino acids? The question raised here. So actually, these are the building blocks of peptides and proteins, and these are monomer units of proteins. And the first amino acid which is discovered was asparagine. And this was discovered in the 1806, right? So now the next point is amino acid structure of the amino acid. So actually the structure of amino acid constitute these groups: the amino group, the carboxylic group, and the side chain, right? And one group, that is hydrogen, is also present in its structure. So amino group and carboxylic group are actually the same in all type of the carboxylic, the amino acids, but the side chain is different. The side chain may be polar, non-polar, maybe branched, non-branched, maybe charged, uncharged, etc. So on the basis of the nature of the side chain, we can classify these amino acids in the various categories. So now the next point is actually the classification of amino acids. So there are various bases for classification of amino acids. The first base is on the basis of the R group, nature of the R group, and the polarity of the R group means the side chain. These can be classified into the various categories, right? And the next is based on their nutritional values. Nutritional values, because the different type of the amino acids have the different nutritional values. For example, if we talk about the selenomethionine, Selenomethane is very important compound and it is used for the treatment of the the various serious diseases like for example anxiety, for the hypertension, etc. The next basis for classification of this amino acids is non-standard protein amino acids, and the last one is the non-protein amino acid. So these are the basis of classification of amino acids. So one by one we will discuss in the next the PPTs. slides. Okay, so the first basis is actually classification based on polarity. So on the basis of polarity, these can be classified into the following categories. The first category is non-polar amino acid. Means here the side chain is non-polar. Okay, so all the amino acids this category contains the side chain, and that side chain is non-polar. Okay, and the second category is polar uncharged amino acids, where the side chain is actually the polar, but this is not charged. Overall, there is no charge in the amino acid. Okay, and the next category is the polar positively charged amino acid, where the side chain is polar and the positive charge is present in the side chain. The side chain is positively charged. Okay, and the last one category is the negatively charged amino acid, which are polar. So the here side chain is polar, and the amino acids from the side chain is polar as well as it is negatively charged. Okay, so one by one we will discuss about these categories of the compound amino acids which have polarity, means on the basis of polarity, right? So the first category is non-polar amino acids. So non-polar amino acids have the side chain. This is hydrogen. That is glycine have the hydrogen as side chain. Alanine have the methyl group as side chain, while the leucine has the butyl, and this is also isobutyl group as side chain, and this is L-isoleucine, and this is phenylalanine, where the side chain is benzyl side chain, and in the methionine, the side chain is CH2, CH2 as CH3 group, right? So if we see these side chains in these amino acids, then we conclude that these chains are actually the only hydrocarbons, and these hydrocarbon chains are actually the non-polar. Okay, these are non-polar chain because in these side chains there is actually bonding between the carbon and hydrogen, and the electronegativity difference between carbon and hydrogen is not so more, which can to which we can say that it is the polar bond. Okay, so this is actually non-polar bond due to the less electronegative difference between carbon and hydrogen. Okay, and why we are calling here we are calling this L-leucine. L-leucine means L L term is here representing that the position of the most prior group at this chiral carbon. Chiral carbon means the carbon at which all the groups present are actually non-equivalent. These different groups are present at this carbon. Then it is called as chiral carbon. And if at the chiral carbon, the most prior group, according to the priority order in the table of the functional group, right? The most prior group, if present at the left-hand side, then it is called as L means L-leucine, right? And if this is present at the right hand side of this carbon, then we can say that it is the D isomer, D-leucine. D means dextro or the right or the most prior group is present at the right hand side. Okay, and those compounds which contain actually the chiral center are like optically active. They must have optical activity, right? Means they can rotate the plane polarized light either in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction, right? So and okay, so the next examples of this category is valine. Valine contains actually the isopropyl group as the side chain, and that is also non-polar group, right? And if you talk about the tryptophan contains actually indole chain, which is connected with the uh, methyl group, and this group is also have no polarity also, right? So this is also the non-polar amino acid, and this is also non-polar amino acid proline. प्रोलीन कंटेंस मतलब देखो बहुत सी बार क्या होता है, क्वेश्चन आ जाता है एग्जाम के अंदर कि ऐसा कोई कंपाउंड बताइए जिसमें एलिफेटिक कोई एलिफेटिक चेन प्रेजेंट है, एलिफेटिक हेटेरोसाइक्लिक चेन प्रेजेंट है, हेटेरोसाइक्लिक चेन है, दिस इज हेटेरोसाइक्लिक रिंग. Heterocyclic ring means heteroatom is present in this ring. Heteroatom means जैसे ये कार्बन कार्बन कंटेनिंग रिंग है, कार्बन चेन है, कार्बन चेन में एक एक एटम कौन सा आ गया, कार्बन के अलावा दूसरा आ गया, हेटेरो एटम आ गया यहाँ पे, ठीक है. तो दिस इज द हेटेरोसाइक्लिक रिंग, right? But this ring is not aromatic ring. Okay, So non-aromatic means we can say the alicyclic compound it is. Okay. सो बहुत सी बार एग्जाम में रहता है कि कौन सा कंपाउंड है या एग्जांपल दीजिए जिसके अंदर एलिसाइक्लिक रिंग प्रेजेंट होती है राइट या नॉन एरोमेटिक रिंग प्रेजेंट होती है और बहुत सी बार ऐसे भी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है कि विच कंपाउंड विच इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ अमीनो एसिड कंटेन्स एरोमेटिक रिंग okay or indole ring so this compound contains the indole ring tryptophan contain indole ring right बहुत सी बार ऐसे आ जाता है आइसोप्रोपाइल साइड चेन containing amino acid कौन सा है तो this is valine right we have to learn, we have to remember the structure of each and every one amino acids, right? For the competitive exam point of view, these are very important. The structure of the amino acid is very important, right? So the next is polar uncharged amino acid. So the polar uncharged, if you talk about polar uncharged amino acid, then actually the side chain here is polar because this contain OH group and OH group is polar group. Here in the OH group, the partial negative charge is present at oxygen and partial positive charge is present at hydrogen atom. So this is polar group. But if we talk about the the total overall charge, then there is no charge because the partial negative charge present on the oxygen atom is satisfied by the partial positive charge present on the hydrogen. So this is uncharged amino acid and have the polarity, right? So this is the example of serine. And if you talk about the threonine, then threonine compound contains ethyl alcohol, ethyl and OH group hydroxy ethyl group side chain, and this is also polar group, right? So polar, but this is not charged, okay? And same category of compound is this tyrosine. Tyrosine is also containing OH group, polar group, okay? So now the another examples of uncharged and polar compounds are actually the cysteine. So cysteines contain actually CH2 SH group, and SH group is also the polar group, where the partial negative charge is present on the sulfur and partial positive charge is present on the hydrogen atom. Due to the electronegativity difference, actually the sulfur has more electronegativity than the hydrogen. That's the reason why partial negative charge is present on the sulfur atom, right? And positive charge on the hydrogen, right? If you talk about the another example, asparagine, so asparagine contains actually the CH2CONH2 group. CH2CONH2 group means acetamide group here with the chiral center, okay, of the amino acid. If you talk about this group C1H2 group, C1H2 group is also the polar group. We can also show this by the resonance phenomena, where the larger electron of the nitrogen participate in the formation of double bond and the double bond electron density shift towards oxygen. So by the resonance phenomena at the nitrogen, positive charge will be appeared and at the oxygen atom, negative charge will be there, okay? So there is positive and negative charge on this group, that's why it is a polar group, right? And CO group is also polar group due to the electronegativity difference between carbon and oxygen, okay? But if you talk about the charge on this group, then there is no charge because if there is negative charge by the resonance to the resonance phenomena, there is suppose the appearance of the negative charge, then there is positive charge. So positive and negative charge will cancel out each other, right? So overall there is no charge, okay? So this is the category of one of the example of the category of uncharged amino acid which contain polar group. Same group is here, CONH2. This is amide group is also present here. Okay, so this is the example of glutamine. This is the structure of glutamine, okay? And glutamine is represented as GLM in short, right? And this is ASM. This is the terminology used for, the short name used or abbreviation used for amino acids. Now the next category is the polar positively charged amino acids. So here the side chain present is polar as well as positively charged. Why this is so? Actually, there is the side chain CH2, 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 and NH2. And NH2 is actually in presence of acid acid group, this NH2 is present as NH3 plus. NH3 plus because NH2 is basic in nature, and COH group is acidic in nature. So when the acid or the water, if this is aqueous this is present in the aqueous medium, then they will they release this plus ion, okay, and then this will accept this plus ion, and after getting the H plus ion, NH2 group is converted into the NH3 plus ion, okay, and NH3 plus ion is actually positively charged now. That's the reason why this R chain is called polar positively charged chain, and the amino acid is called actually, or this compound is placed into the category of polar positively charged amino acid, right? The next compound is arginine, and arginine also contains the I don't know, four amino groups. Okay, this amino and this OH carboxylic group cancel out the the charge of each other, but due to the presence of these amino basic groups, there is the presence of positive charge, and this is also the the polar group. Okay, NH2 group is also the polar group because of the electronegativity difference between nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so this is also polar and positively charged, right? So all the amino acid where the basic group means NH2 group is present in the more number than compared to the carboxylic group, then these should be placed in the and then these must be placed in the category of polar positively charged amino acid. This is also the polar positively charged amino acid histidine. Histidine contains actually CH2 and this is imidazole ring. Imidazole and ring containing amino acid इज दी हिस्टिडीन। तो ये बहुत सी बार कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम के अंदर क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है, नेट गेट में भी क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है कि गिव द वन एग्जांपल और विच इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ, जैसे ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप के क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो क्या आता है कि विच इज द एग्जांपल, विच अमीनो एसिड इज द एग्जांपल of that compound which contain actually the imidazole ring or the heterocyclic ring, right? So this is also the heterocyclic ring, and that is called imidazole ring, and it is the part of histidine amino acid, right? So here also basic groups and basic group, due to the presence of basic group, this is positively charged amino acid. But if you talk about the next category, that is polar negatively charged amino acid, so there are the two examples basically. And first example is here aspartic acid. If we see the structure of aspartic acid, there are two carboxylic group. This one is this, and this second one is this. And the carboxylic group after releasing H plus ion get negatively charged. So there are two negatively charged species after removal of the H plus ion, because the carboxylic group have the acidic nature and acid have the tendency to release the H plus ion. So after releasing the H plus ion, they get the negative charge. So they are negatively charged. Two carboxylic group are present here which are negatively charged, while only one NH2 group is present which is positively charged, because when this will release H plus ion, then this NH2 group will the accept this H plus ion, and after getting H plus ion or the attachment with the NH2 group, this NH2 group is not positively charged, because in the formation of bond between nitrogen and this hydrogen, nitrogen gives its lone pair of electron, and nitrogen get electron deficient. And electron deficient center and the molecule can be shown by the positive charge, right? Because we know that in your atom, if you talk about the atom, then in atom the space or the center at which there is no the presence of electron, and we can say that the center in the atom which is electronless or have the electron deficiency is called actually the nucleus, and the nucleus is actually the positively charged. So whenever we talk about the compound, molecule, or atom, then in the compound we talk about the compound, and in the compound there is, if suppose positive electron density is less than the actual, okay, at particular center, then we will represent this by positive charge. Okay, so the aspartic acid contain actually the CH2COH group, right? CH2COH group as the side chain. Okay, because this is the part of NH2 and COH is the, actually these are the existing. units, fixed units which are present in all the amino acid. Okay, but this side chain is actually changed in different the different type of the amino acid. Okay, so in aspartic acid, this is the structure. And if you talk about the glutamic acid, then here also two carboxylic group, right? So this is also the polar negatively charged. Why we are calling this polar? Because this carboxylic group is polar. This is polar due to the resonance phenomenon. We can easily understand. After the resonance, this oxygen electron density, this bond will break and its electrons shift towards here, and there is formation of double bonds, and the double bond electron density shifted towards oxygen. So there will be the appearance of the negative charge. Okay, so there is positive charge and there is negative charge. After the resonance phenomena, this group gets this type of the the situation where oxygen get positively charged and this oxygen get negatively charged. Okay, so this is polar group. And in the glutamic acid, the side chain is actually CH2 CH2 CWH. If you talk about this three carbon containing chain, this is actually the propanoic. If it if we remove this group from here, if we cleave this bond here, then this compound is actually the propanoic acid. Okay, now the next category of the compound is actually classification based on their R group. So what actually the R group? Either it is actually simple R group and it is heterocyclic ring, heterocyclic chain, it is aromatic chain, or it is sulfur containing chain, right? So the side chain is on the basis of side chain, we can classify these amino acid into the various categories. So first category is here simple amino acid. So actually simple amino acid contains the simple alkyl chain, simple alkyl chain. Okay. For example, in the glycine, alkyl chain, or we can say this hydrocarbon chain. There is no polarity, there is no cyclic ring, no aromatic ring, etc. Right? So the glycine contain actually the hydrogen as a side chain. While if you talk about the alanine contains CH3 group, this methyl group is the side chain. Okay, and valine contains isopropyl group, leucine contains butyl group, isoleucine contains isobutyl group, right? And the next category is heterocyclic amino acids. So means heterocyclic amino acid contains heterocyclic ring, for example, histidine and proline. And now this heterocyclic ring may be, the aromatic or maybe, the alicyclic, non-aromatic means. And histidine contain actually the aromatic ring, that is imidazole ring. While if you talk about the proline contains, this does not contain aromatic ring. It contain heterocyclic ring, but this is not aromatic. Okay. And now the next category is aromatic amino acids. So aromatic amino acids contain, in this category we can put phenylalanine, tryptophan, and tyrosine. So phenylalanine contain actually the phenyl ring, this compound, and phenyl ring is attached with the CH2 group. This is benzyl group. So benzyl group is present in the phenylalanine compound with the chiral center, right? But if you talk about the tryptophan amino acid, so it contains actually the indole ring. This contains indole ring and its structure at the side chain. And indole ring is attached with the methylene group, which is directly connected with the chiral center, right? And if we talk about the next compound tyrosine, the tyrosine contain actually the phenol group, what we can say phenol ring, right? Where OH group is present, OH group is attached with the phenyl ring, right? तो बहुत सी बार जो है एग्जाम एग्जाम में कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम के लिए क्वेश्चन पे आया हुआ है, टायरोसिन का तो आया हुआ है, गेट पे क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है. If you talk about, I remember this thing in GATE 2009, GATE 2008 or 9, this question was raised in the in the एग्जाम कि कौन सा अमीनो एसिड है जिसके अंदर फिनोल रिंग प्रेजेंट होती है, राइट? कौन से में होती है? टायरोसिन में होती है, राइट? या OH ग्रुप प्रेजेंट होता है, टायरोसिन में होता है, राइट? The next category is sulfur-containing amino acid, that is methionine, cysteine, and methionine and cysteine, right? These amino acids contain sulfur, atom in the side chain, right? So next category is hydroxyl group containing amino acid. These are serine, threonine, and tyrosine. We have already discussed about the structure of serine, threonine, and tyrosine. Tyrosine, which contains hydroxyl group. And if we talk about the acidic amino acid, these are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Why we are calling these acidic amino acid? Acidic amino acid means the overall nature of these amino acids. Aspartic acid, glutamic acid are the acidic. Why this is acidic? Because if you see about these aspartic acid, glutamic acid, then there are the carboxylic group in more number than the amino group. So there is only one basic group and two acidic group. So one, if we talk about acidic or basic nature of this compound, then यदि हम यहाँ पे कंसिडर करें कि NH2 ग्रुप एंड COOH ग्रुप एक दूसरे के एसिडिक एंड बेसिक नेचर को कैंसिल आउट कर देंगे यहाँ पे, लेकिन यहाँ पर एक COOH ग्रुप और भी प्रेजेंट है जो कि H प्लस आयन को क्या करेंगे, डोनेट करेगा। तो H प्लस आयन जब डोनेट करेगा एक बॉन्ड ओवरऑल, यहाँ से H प्लस आयन डोनेट करता है तो ये ले लेता है तो ओवरऑल ये न्यूट्रल हो जाता है, राइट। बट एक और भी तो है कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप जो H प्लस आयन डोनेट करेगा, तो उसको कौन लेगा, कोई लेने वाला नहीं है H प्लस आयन को, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पर ये जो इसकी जो नेचर होगी ना, वो H प्लस आयन डोनेट करने की हो जाएगी, ओवरऑल नेचर इसकी H प्लस आयन डोनेट करने की हो जाएगी। क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे दो H प्लस आयन डोनेट कर रहा है, एक यहाँ से और एक यहाँ से, लेकिन ये कंपाउंड रिले केवल एक ही H प्लस आयन रहा है। तो ओवरऑल क्या हुआ, ओवरऑल इस मॉलिक्यूल ने एक H प्लस आयन डोनेट कर दिया मीडियम में, तो मीडियम में डोनेट कर दिया, इट मींस क्या, दिस सोर्स द एसिडिक नेचर। सेम केस यहाँ पर भी दो कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप है, राइट। And the next category is the basic amino acids like lysine, histidine, and arginine. So these basic amino acids contains more number of basic groups than compared to the carboxylic group. तो वहां पर क्या होता है, जब बेसिक ग्रुप कार्बोक्सिलिक ग्रुप के कंपैरिजन में ज्यादा होते हैं, ठीक है, तो वो क्या होता है, जैसे एक बेसिक ग्रुप ने एक एसिडिक ग्रुप को तो कैंसिल आउट कर दिया, उसकी नेचर को कैंसिल आउट कर दिया, तो आई मीन जो है मतलब जो ओवरऑल नेचर को कैंसिल आउट कर दिया, लेकिन जो दूसरे ग्रुप बचे हुए हैं अमाइनो ग्रुप, वो तो अपनी बेसिक नेचर शो करेंगे। वो बेसिक बेसिक नेचर शो करेंगे तो वो कंपाउंड जो अमाइनो एसिड होगा उसकी जो नेचर होगी ओवरऑल बेसिक नेचर होगी ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ मोर नंबर ऑफ अमाइनो ग्रुप, बिकॉज अमाइनो ग्रुप्स आर एक्चुअली द basic in nature, right? Now, the classification based on their nutrition value. So, on the basis of nutrition value, these amino acids are actually the essential amino acid and second category is non-essential amino acid. So, which amino acids are actually the essential acid? So, which amino acid we call essential amino acids? So, actually, these are the amino acids which are not formed, which are not made in our body. So, if these are not made in our body, then we have to put these amino acids in our body as a food, right? और फ्रॉम फूड। तो इसलिए तो बोलते हैं ना, इसलिए तो बोलते हैं भाई बहुत सारे अमीनो एसिड हमारी बॉडी में नहीं होते हैं, लेकिन उनकी जरूरत होती है प्रोटीन के फॉर्मेशन के लिए उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है। अब जब रिक्वायरमेंट होती है हमारे बॉडी में, उनका फॉर्मेशन नहीं है तो क्या होगा, हम एज ए फूड मतलब फूड की फॉर्म में उनको लेंगे। तो इसीलिए तो बोलते हैं कि दालें खाओ, रोजाना में जो दालें खानी चाहिए, बीन्स खाना चाहिए, ठीक है, पल्सेस हमें खाने चाहिए डेली, हमारी डाइट में एक टाइम पल्सेस होनी चाहिए, और वो भी फिरती हुई मीन्स मतलब जैसे आज एक दाल खा ली, कल दूसरी खा ली, परसों तीसरी खा ली, या फिर हम मिक्स करके भी खा सकते हैं, ठीक है, तो वो भी ज्यादा न्यूट्रिशियस होगी, राइट। न्यूट्रिशियस ज्यादा न्यूट्रिशियस डाइट होगी, right? आप जो है मूंगफली खाओ, मूंगफली में भी प्रोटीन्स होते हैं, फैट भी होता है, प्रोटीन्स भी होते हैं। आप यदि आप मूंगफली मतलब ग्राउंड नट की बात करते हैं, तो ग्राउंड नट अपने आप में बहुत ज्यादा न्यूट्रिशियस होता है। ये कहते हैं कि मीट से भी 3 टाइम्स ज्यादा मोर न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यूज होती है इसके अंदर, ग्राउंड नट। थोड़ा सा भी ग्राउंड नट आप डेली खाते हो तो आपके अंदर कोई प्रोटीन की कमी नहीं होगी, फैट की कमी नहीं होगी, किसी कमी नहीं होगी, ठीक है। तो डेली ये चीजें जो है डाइट के अंदर होनी चाहिए, जैसे मूंगफली होनी चाहिए, जैसे दालें होनी चाहिए, ठीक है। सो कौन से अमीनो एसिड को हम एसेंशियल अमीनो एसिड कहेंगे? दोज अमीनो एसिड व्हिच आर नॉट फॉर्म्ड इन द बॉडी। सो to to fulfill the requirement of these amino acid, we have to take these from the food. Okay, so there are certain few examples we have taken here of the essential amino acid, and these are the valine, phenylalanine, leucine, isoleucine, threonine, tryptophan, methionine, lysine, and histidine. These are few examples of essential amino acid. तो आपको ये शौक होगा कि ये अमाइनो एसिड हमारी बॉडी में नहीं बनते हैं, तो हमें बाहर से लेने पड़ते हैं, ठीक है। सॉरी। Now then another category of on the basis of nutritious value is the non-essential amino acid. So actually non-essential amino acids are actually produced by the human body either from essential amino acids or from normal proteins breakdown. So these amino acids are formed by the breakdown of the protein. जो हम प्रोटीन लेते हैं, जैसे दालों से हमने प्रोटीन लिया, तो दाल से जो प्रोटीन लेंगे उनके ब्रेकडाउन होगा, मतलब ब्रेकडाउन होगा प्रोटीन का अमाइनो एसिड्स के अंदर, तो उससे जो है हमें ये मिल सकते हैं, ठीक है। ये हमारे बॉडी के अंदर भी ये बनते हैं, ठीक है। एंड नाउ द एग्जांपल ऑफ नॉन एसेंशियल अमीनो एसिड्स आर asparagine, alanine, arginine, aspartic acid, cysteine, serine, glutamic acid, glutamine, proline, glycine, tyrosine. So these are actually the category of non-essential amino acids. Okay, something is disturbing here. So there was some disturbance. Okay. So the next category, next basis of the classification of amino acid is non-standard protein amino acid. So what do you mean by non-standard protein amino acids? So actually those amino acids which have limited distributions, but they may be present in the high amount in the few proteins. This, for example, if you talk about the hydroxyproline, this has limited distribution in nature. In the nature, it is found in very limited, the amount, but actually it is the constituent as much as 12% of the composition of the collagen. The collagen protein, this contains 12% of the hydroxyproline. So this is an important structural protein of animal, collagen. Collagen is the animal protein, very important structural protein. This the build our body, right? Animal's body, right? But the availability of hydroxyproline is very less. So this type of the amino acid which are found in the nature in very less quantity, but they have very importance. They have immense importance. And how the greater composition in the proteins which are used in the or the part of the animal body. Okay. So now hydroxyproline is also an important component of collagen where it accounts for about 1% of the total amino acids. Okay, only 1%. If you talk about methylacine, this is found in myosin, a contractile protein of muscles. Myosin is contractile protein, and that is found in the muscles. Okay, and another example is gamma carboxyglutamate. So gamma carboxyglutamate, which is found in the blood clotting protein. Okay, this is blood clotting protein. This is found. This is gamma carboxyglutamate. This is a type of actually the ester of the glutamic acid. Okay, the carboxylic derivative of the glutamic acid, and this is found in the blood clotting protein. Blood clotting protein. So it is very important. It is very important amino acids. Okay. These are the structure of hydroxyproline. Here, the hydroxy group is present in the proline, structure of the proline. Okay, we have already seen the structure of proline. So here, one hydrogen is substituted by the group hydroxy, right? So that's why it is called as hydroxyproline. This is hydroxy derivative. And if you talk about N-methyl lysine, so here in the lysine compound, there is only the NH2 group. While in case of the N-methyl lysine, there is methyl group is present. Means one hydrogen is substituted by the methyl group in the lysine. So lysine is the methyl derivative, and methyl lysine is the methyl derivative of the lysine. Okay. And the the structure of hydroxy lysine, if we talk about, then it contains actually the hydroxy group here at the 1, 2, 3, third position, third carbon of the chain. This hydroxy group is present. So this is hydroxy lysine. Okay. And the abbreviation for hydroxylysine can be written as LYS, lysine OH, right? And the abbreviation used for hydroxyproline is hypro. Hypro. HY means for hydroxy group and pro means pro for proline amino acid. Okay. So the lysine, actually lysine component of muscle protein, and it is needed in the synthesis of enzyme and hormones, which is essential for healthy nervous system. While this, if you talk about the aspartate, this is increased stamina. So to increase the stamina and helps protect the liver, DNA, RNA metabolism, immune system function. It is very important. Which is important? Aspartate. This is very important to boost our immune system, to increase our stamina, and to protect the liver. Okay, and for actually metabolism of RNA and DNA. And if you talk about the glutamates, then it is neurotransmitter and that is involved in DNA synthesis. So for DNA synthesis is very important. Glutamate is very important amino acid, right? That's why these amino acids are, the class, the placed in the category. In the category, which category? This is the category non-standard protein amino acid. Okay. So now there are references, reference books, PDF link. Okay. Now coming to the MCQs, the first MCQ is this is filling the blank dot 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 are the building blocks of peptides and proteins. So it is very simple. We already discussed about it that amino acids are the building blocks of peptides and proteins. Okay, and the next question is amino acids structure contains elements of which elements amino acid structure contains. This contained an amino group, right? This is obviously correct. A carboxylic group, yeah, this contains carboxylic group. A side chain, yeah, this is also contains side chain. So all the options are, the correct option. So all of these, the option is correct here. Now the next question is which amino acid is the example of non-polar amino acid? So in which compound? देखो मैंने कहा था ना कि भाई इनकी जो स्ट्रक्चर है अमाइनो एसिड की जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसको रिमेम्बर उसको जो लर्न करना बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि उसकी स्ट्रक्चर को लर्न किया तो हम क्वेश्चन को सोल्व नहीं कर सकते और बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है मतलब कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से है चाहे वो कोई सा भी एग्जाम ले लो जिसके अंदर साइंस आती है जिसके अंदर थोड़ी बहुत भी केमिस्ट्री बायोलॉजी आती है सिलेबस में है तो वहां पर उस सिलेबस के अंदर डेफिनेटली अमाइनो एसिड उस सिलेबस के अंदर होगा ठीक है यदि साइंस है उस सिलेबस में तो डेफिनेटली वहां पर क्या होगा अमाइनो एसिड भी चैप्टर होगा या चैप्टर का कोई पार्ट होगा तो उसके अंदर क्वेश्चन यही पूछे जाएंगे राइट तो नॉन पोलर अमाइनो एसिड जो है कौन सा है तो देखो हमने देखा है आर्जिनिन इज नॉट नॉन पोलर बिकॉज इट इज बेसिक इन नेचर लाइसिन इज नॉट नॉन पोलर दिस इज पोलर also polar proline and leucine proline is also the the leucine is non polar actually the leucine is non polar here proline is also non polar so both the options are actually the correct option. No. Proline does not. Yeah, this is also non-polar bond. Okay. Now the next question is which amino acid is the example? So both here both are the correct option. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Now the next question is which amino acid is the example of polar positively charged amino acid? कौन सा amino acid है जो polar है वो positively charged है? Arginine, yeah, polar. This is polar. Lysine is also polar. Histidine is also polar. Because whole are basic amino acids. Whole are basic means they contains amino group in large number, or more number than the carboxylic group. And next group is polar group, right? So are polar and positive charge because all three amino acids are basic amino acids and basic amino acids are positively charged. The next question is which is the example of polar uncharged amino acids? So polar भी है और uncharged भी है. Arginine, serine, styrene, serine. Serine contain actually the OH group. OH group. And if you talk about the number of NH2 group and carboxyl group, these are in equal number. Okay, so this is not actually the charged, but this is polar. Why this is polar? Because of presence of hydroxy group in its structure, right? The sixth is in which amino acid chiral center does not exist. It is very important, the question because except the glycine, if you talk about the all the amino acids except glycine, all the amino acids contains chiral center, while glycine does not contain. There is no existence of the chiral center because in the glycine structure we show that no, there are two hydroxyl groups present on the carbon. Two same groups are present on the carbon. That's why that carbon does not that center do not we can call this we cannot call this as chiral center, right? Now the next is which amino acid is the example of polar negatively charged amino acid? So all the amino acids where carboxylic groups are present in more number than the amino groups are the polar in nature or also the negatively charged. So the arginine, this is not, this is actually arginine is basic amino acid. This is positively charged. Serine, this is polar but uncharged. Stridine, this is basic in nature. Aspartic acid. Aspartic acid contains this contains two carboxylic group and one NH2 group, right? So this aspartic acid is negatively charged polar amino acid. Okay, and if we talk about the next question, that is which amino acid is not the example of aromatic amino acid? So phenylalanine is the aromatic amino acid because aromatic ring is present in this compound. Tryptophan is also contains aromatic ring, indole ring. Leucine does not contain aromatic ring. Leucine contains actually the butyl chain is the side chain, right? And tyrosine also contains the phenol side chain. So phenol side chain is also the aromatic group. Okay. So the option is leucine C. And if you talk about the ninth question, which amino acid does not contain hydroxyl group? Serine contains hydroxyl group, tyrosine contains hydroxyl group, and threonine contains hydroxyl groups. So it does not contain glutamic acid does not contain hydroxyl group. This contains two carboxyl group and one NH2 group. Okay, its structure. And the last question is which is not the example of basic amino acids. Lysine, stridine, arginine, and aspartic acid. Not the example of basic amino acids. So we have studied about it that aspartic acid and glutamic acid are not the example of basic amino acids because these are the example of acidic amino acid. Okay, and except these aspartic acid, all these three amino acids are basic in nature. Okay, so these are MCQs. So I hope you understood the topic we have discussed here in this lecture, and this was very important, topic for the competitive exam purpose, and as well as for research purpose and as well as for academic purposes, right? And if you have any type of question, if any type of queries, doubts, then you can call me. You can ask any question to me. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.